Hello, everybody. I'm cleanly shaved. The semester is basically over. Just entered grades, and I'm going through the classes, and I've been wanting to make kind of a semester wrap up video, basically because um, of pretty much what happened this semester. Um, we weren't able to meet the last half of the semester. And I just wanted to, I guess, kind of go over some additional thoughts for each class. Now, this is going to be pertaining to both of the seminar classes. So if you are in the ethics as well as the professional best practices, this is going to apply to you. First off, thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. And I think a lot of other professors, instructors feel exactly the same way. It was difficult for all of us. It really was. And we really do appreciate you guys working with us. And I think most of us, if not all of us, have tried to work with you through the limitations of what we were trying to do. None of this was, or most of it was not designed to be online. We had to learn very quickly, and we all had to adapt a certain way. And for something like a discussion class, it was probably maybe I guess a little bit easier, and we already had quite a few presentations or topics that were brought up before any of this happened. So, especially for the ethics class, everyone just kind of needed to present, one more time. We can bring up different topics then. And I guess it was a little bit easier for us to get through everything, to get through the next, 2 months or whatever, or I guess it was a month and a half or so. So it wasn't as difficult for these types of classes, but I still appreciate you guys going online and, putting some stuff in, topics and some thoughts. The first couple weeks with the Blackboard discussions, I did read through them. I hadn't noticed. I thought I was supposed to get notifications of it. I wasn't getting any, so I didn't log in to see. And it was, halfway through April, and I'm like, wow, there was actually people that the students that actually posted some stuff. So I did read through them, and I really do appreciate you guys posting that stuff. Also, the assignments, the papers that you did send to me, for those of you who did not present in class, those were great as well. Great topics that were brought up in both classes. Especially the second part of it, the general theme for a lot of stuff was, and even some of the Blackboard stuff that was posted, was the thoughts that they had about all of this. And there are some ethical concerns moving forward if this ever, or anything like this ever happens again. If it ever happens again, and it likely will. I mean, this probably isn't going to be the last time we have some type of virus or some type of, I guess, some type of catastrophic event. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but something to completely disrupt our whole normalcy. And also, there's some best practices that can be learned from this. Some things that were done completely wrong, maybe things that were done right. And some of that likely was probably just a guess based upon different models and different scenarios and statistics that were put into it. And that was one thing that we maybe didn't necessarily cover in any of the topics, was looking at statistical models to be able to make certain decisions based upon outcomes that have already taken place in other scenarios. And those were some of the things that we didn't go into, which I'm going to probably start to include in other sessions of those classes. Maybe not the ethics, maybe, but at least the professional best practices, because that's really where it's going to apply a lot of times anyway. So again, this is a thank you for bearing with me. Um, and thank you for doing the work, obviously beforehand, but also afterward. And, staying in contact with me if you had not presented, sending me paper, some type of presentation that so you could complete, I guess, the presentation, quote unquote, in the class. So anyway, I thank you again. Have a fantastic summer. If you were not graduating, if you are graduating, congratulations. If you need any help at all at any point in time, don't hesitate to contact me. If you need anything, please contact me. Email, phone, whatever. See me on the street, wherever. If you are not graduating and you're going to be back in the fall, if you plan to be, I hope to see you back here in the fall. We don't know what's going to be happening. None of us do. We have different predictions, but none of us really know exactly what's going to be happening. So who knows if we're going to be doing this type of stuff in the fall, some mixture of this and in person. At least right now, I don't have any knowledge of anybody who knows anything that's going to happen. There are talks around the whole country, around the whole world about what's going to happen. So we don't know what's going to happen. I hope to see you back in the fall. I hope to be back in my office talking to you all, either in my office or in class. Did you hear that one? That's what you get for living like 50 feet off a highway. You got some muffler issues going on at like 2 a.m. Anyway, I hope that man, I lost my train of thought. I hope that we are back in full swing of things. But there is one point that I want to make before I go and before I end this video, is that there's some things I've been thinking about lately. And this kind of goes with, I guess, the professional best practices, at least a little bit, in decision making in all fields. We're going to see a shift in a lot of different businesses and careers. And I think mine is going to be one of them. Now, I don't have any imagination that we are going to be completely online in the future. There's absolutely, at least I don't see a future that way, where there's just almost no way that can happen. There are things that need to take place in person, physically. It can't just be all online. There are plenty of things, though, that we can do online. The technology is there. It can be improved upon, and the instruction capabilities are there. And I think as professors, I think we need to learn a lot more. I've taught online classes in the past, and this, even though I don't feel like my online instruction this semester was the greatest, there's always going to be somebody better. And I've been looking at videos and reading articles about different online instructions, how other people are doing it. And there are ideas that I have in place moving forward that I'm going to change some things in my instruction. I think I don't think I'm alone in that. And I think what I need to do is reevaluate all of my classes. I'm not saying completely eliminate everything that I'm doing, but incorporate some of this online instruction into my classes. Not make it, at least for the most part, at least and at the beginning, a grade or anything, but something additional, to where if you missed out on a lecture, or if you maybe didn't completely understand what I was talking about, and you couldn't get into my office or talk to me, or maybe you wanted to, but you wanted to go back and maybe look at a video clip of maybe a certain topic and see, okay, what did I miss here? And basically what I'm saying is I'm going to record all my lectures for all my classes and try to keep them updated semester to semester. It takes a little bit of time, but I think it's worth it. And maybe I don't need to do the entire lecture. At least do some of the parts of the lecture and some of the topics that I feel like a lot of students may have difficulty understanding, at least at first. The best way to learn, one of the best ways to learn, is to get it over and over and over again. So if you can listen to me talk about it and then watch a video of it, go over it again and again and again, and then maybe come in my office and we can talk about it even more, then it might start to click. That's how I learned a lot of things that have even stuck today. So anyway, I think moving forward, I am going to change some things. I think for me, that is professionally the best thing for me to do is reevaluate not just one class or two classes or how I deliver one lecture. It's stepping back and looking at myself as a professor and all of my classes, and looking at the program as a whole. I think through this, I think every professor probably needs to do that. I tend to do that every semester anyway. I look back, what worked, what didn't, and then tweak it a little bit. There might be a little bit more tweaking going forward now, because I changing to the online instruction. It's kind of brought up, at least for me, brought up some things that I've looked at before, and I'm like, nah, it's not too bad. I think it works, but looking at it, I don't think it does work, at least in the classroom. And I'm not talking about like online instruction. I'm talking about in the actual classroom itself, reevaluating how I'm doing things, providing some additional instruction online somewhere else where somebody can look it up anytime that they want to, as long as they have internet access. And also maybe even providing some sort of way to download the audio. I think I can put it on Blackboard or some other way to do it, the OneDrive or something like that, or it could even be a low amount of memory to where I could put it up on, send it through email. I mean, so anyway, those are just some thoughts that I've had. I'm going to make another video that I've tried to record like 5 or 6 different times about basically a prelude into some ideas I've had and moving forward with at least a couple different ideas for podcasts. There's going to be one that me and another professor from actually another college that are potentially planning on doing. I've done it before. Didn't do it for too long, just a few episodes, and then just kind of quit it. But anyway, I'm going to get into that into another video, probably within the next couple weeks or something like that. But I'm preparing for that. I'm kind of getting some ideas in my mind and what to talk about and kind of things like that. So if you're interested, you can look forward to that. Anyway, so again, I thank you for a great semester, all things being equal, and regardless of what happened. If you need anything throughout the summer, throughout the rest of your career, life, whatever it is, as long as I'm still here on this earth and you can contact me, don't hesitate, and I'll see what I can do to help you out if you have any questions or need anything. So thank you for a great semester. Again, if you're graduating, congratulations. And I will see you all on the flip side, wherever that flip side may actually be. We don't really know. Take care.